You're sure you won't let me go, right? She suddenly asked. I was silent for a moment, then replied, yes. Then what are you going to do with me? I told you I'm going to kill you. Before you kill me, can you answer one question? Go ahead. Why me? I still don't understand. Why do you want to kill me? Ask yourself that. What do you mean? I don't understand. She shook her head repeatedly. Because you deserve to die. Because you destroyed someone else's family, I replied coldly. She froze, trying to sit up, shaking her head frantically. I didn't do that. I stood up, sneering. You didn't? Then tell me you don't know someone named Deng. Uncle Deng? Her eyes widened suddenly. How do you know Uncle Deng? How do I know? Because of you, Deng cheated. Because of you, my mother tried to kill herself. And you ask how I know? I said with contempt. Your name... She knew my name? My heart skipped a beat. No wonder. No wonder you looked familiar. Your face resembles his. He often talked about you, saying he has a smart son. She paused, then seemed to realize something. But he told me he's been divorced for a long time. Why would your mother... Did he lie to me? I stared at her, maintaining my cold demeanor, but I didn't know what to say. She seemed to have just uncovered a shocking lie, then deflated like a balloon, dazed. Did she really not know? Really? My mind was in chaos. If she was truly deceived into being the other woman, was she guilty? And me, having gone this far, what was I? Of course, she could be lying, acting to save her life. But whether it was true or not, I couldn't tell. I slumped into the chair, overwhelmed by a sense of failure. I'm so stupid, she mumbled. And you're not stupid? She continued. You think killing me will solve everything? Does he really care about me? If I die, he'll quickly find a fourth woman. Without me, will he go back to your mother? Are you going to kill every woman who appears by his side? She was right. I knew deep down that my father was also responsible. But he was my father, the man I once admired and wanted to become. Like it or not, his blood ran through my veins. What could I do to him? She was right. I couldn't guarantee that killing her would make my father return to my mother. That was the greatest pain in my heart. Do you know what's the most ridiculous thing? He even said he'd introduce you to me. I didn't expect we'd meet like this, she said with a bitter smile. Then why are you with him? I suddenly grew curious. You want to know? I can tell you, but can you let me change positions? This is really uncomfortable. She looked at me pleadingly. Since there was still time, I agreed, helping her sit on a dining chair, tying her hands behind her back. Now you can talk, I said, sitting across from her. She gave a faint smile. I'm sure most people, including you, find it strange why I'd be with a man 20 years older than me. You probably think I had ulterior motives for approaching Uncle Deng. But no, I truly loved him. She drifted into her memories. The day I met your father, the sky was like today, gray, with light rain. I looked out the window as she spoke. At some point, dark clouds had covered the sky, and light rain began to fall. When I met him, I just started working at a new company in the BSC Thang Long industrial zone. The probation period was already stressful, but that day, I was late for a meeting and got wet because I forgot my umbrella. When I entered the meeting room, everyone looked at me, including Uncle Deng. We didn't work at the same company. Our companies were collaborating, and he was the representative from a large state-owned company in Hanoi. I was just an administrative staff member sitting by the projector taking notes. Uncle Deng sat not far from me. The air conditioning was on, and since I was wet from the rain, I started shivering. Finally, I couldn't hold it in and sneezed loudly. The whole room went silent, and everyone looked at me. I was so embarrassed. I kept my head down. Thinking about it now still makes me cringe. Luckily, someone handed me a tissue. I looked up and saw Uncle Deng smiling and nodding at me. My heart warmed instantly. That was my first impression of him. After the meeting, everyone left, but my team leader kept me back to talk. Talk? He just wanted to take advantage of me. As a new employee, he thought I was easy to bully, always harassing me when he got the chance. That day, he scolded me a bit, then got up, came close, patted my shoulder, and told me to find a backer in the company to stand firm. I was disgusted and wanted to push him away, but I was afraid of losing my job. I grew up in a single-parent family in a village in Namhan, and my family wasn't well off. This job was crucial for me. So I endured. At that moment, I just wished someone would show up and take me away. And then the door opened. It was Uncle Dong. He came back because he forgot his fountain pen in the meeting room. Seeing me and the team leader in that situation, he noticed my reluctance and said to the team leader, "Mr. Long, I have some unclear points. Can we discuss?" So the team leader left with him. He helped me again, and I was very grateful. But what would he think of me? My impression in his eyes must have been terrible. "Oh well, I thought we'd never meet again, so why care?" She mentioned the fountain pen, and I remembered. It was a birthday gift I gave my father, an expensive branded pen he always carried. I didn't expect it to become a tool for his affair. I didn't understand. How did you meet again? She smiled faintly. 2 months later, I quit. I couldn't stand the team leader's harassment, so I reported him to the company. It caused a stir. He was suspended without pay, and I couldn't stay either. Wherever I went, whatever I did, people whispered behind my back. I don't understand, was it my fault? Even the female colleagues who were also harassed by him didn't stand by me. Disappointed, I left the company. I stayed home for a week, sending out countless applications, and finally, a reputable company in the Kwangmin Industrial Zone contacted me for an interview. When I walked into the room and saw the 3 interviewers, I was stunned. Uncle Dong was sitting in the middle. Can you believe the coincidence? I thought it was fate. I sneered. So you joined my father's company? No, she shook her head. That interview failed. One interviewer asked, "Why did you leave your previous company?" I was already nervous, and hearing that question, I didn't know how to lie in front of Uncle Dong. I was ashamed of my situation, so the interview ended hastily. Back home, I was disappointed in myself and locked myself in my room for 3 days. Then, one day, I got a call from an unknown number. It was Uncle Dong. He said a friend's company in the VSIPBSC Nin Industrial Zone was hiring, saw a position suitable for me, and had sent my resume to them, asking if I wanted to interview. I was thrilled and agreed. That's the job I'm doing now. Then what? I couldn't help but ask. After that, I reached out to Uncle Dong. He helped me so much, how could I not repay him? I found a famous pho restaurant in Hanoi's Old Quarter and invited him to dinner. He declined several times but finally agreed. That dinner was so enjoyable. I wore my favorite dress, and he looked very refined. I'm not good at making conversation and was afraid it'd be awkward, but I worried for nothing. He talked a lot, quickly making the atmosphere comfortable. We grew close, like old friends. In front of me, he exuded charm, mature, wise, rational. From then on, I started to have feelings for him. After that, we occasionally contacted each other, met up, but always respectfully. Until one day. That day, my colleagues were having hot pot at a restaurant on Tihayan Street. Lively in a private room, drinking until we were drunk. Maybe because I was drunk. I don't know where I got the courage, but I texted him, asking if he could pick me up. After sending it, I regretted it, thinking he wouldn't care. But he actually came. At my apartment in CSU Giphy, he helped me out of the car. I couldn't stand steady, leaning on him, stumbling home, then collapsing onto the bed, drifting off. I don't know how long I slept, but when I woke up, I saw Uncle Dong still there, watching over me.
His breath was close, his gaze gentle, attentive.
You know, your eyes are so much like his. She looked at me, her eyes soft. I awkwardly turned away. It was that look that made me certain he had feelings for me too. When he saw me awake, he was a bit embarrassed and started to move away. But I wanted to seize the moment, so I hugged his neck. That night, our relationship was no longer simple. She recalled. Shameless, I said. She lowered her head, sad. Why do you say that about me? Is it wrong to love someone? Have you never loved anyone? Of course, I knew a mature man like him might already have a family, so I asked. He clearly said he was divorced. I didn't expect things to turn out like this. I really didn't mean to hurt your mother. I'm sorry. Truly sorry. Tears streamed down her face again. I stood up, noticing the rain outside growing heavier, like her crying utterly gloomy. I began pacing lightly in the room, then slowly approached her, leaning against the dining table. Stop crying, I said. She looked up at me, her pale face carrying a hint of pleading. Nam, please let me go, okay? If you let me go, I promise I'll leave Uncle Dong, leave Hanoi. I'll disappear like a snowman, so he'll never find me. I leaned closer to her. If I let you go and you report me to the police, what then? I absolutely won't go to the police. She shook her head quickly. Why should I trust you? Why? Because you're not that kind of person. You don't really want to kill me. If you did, you would have done it already. Why wait until now? You're young. It's not worth ruining your future over me. Besides, if I report to the police, this will blow up, and everyone will know I was the other woman. How could I face anyone?